Hey everyone, RogueGold here. Today, the new Escalation Apparel Event for the Division 2 has just gone live. It's introduced a bunch of new outfits. From what I'm looking through here, there's some pretty sweet pieces, and so I want to talk about how you can ensure that you will complete the event on time, as it's only active in-game for the next few weeks. Now, this apparel event works the exact same way as they have in the past, in which you earn one key to unlock these crates for every 4 SHD levels that you get. Everybody starts out with one key for free, and you get an additional 3 if you own the premium pass for this season. However, regardless of your status, SHD level farming is key if you want to complete this event on time. And so, what I want to do is give you some recommendations and a walkthrough of a XP farm that you can use that I've been using ever since this update went live, specifically post the XP rework that we got in Year 5 Season 1. If you end up enjoying the video, consider clicking that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest with the Division 2, and let's go. Alright, so if you did not know, there were some big changes made to XP in Year 5 Season 1. The entire open world got an XP revamp, basically redistributing the XP values of all the major activities that are available to play. Obviously, in the past, I always used resource convoys out in the open world. I made several videos over time letting you all know how to take advantage of those, but now that those are not as good, and a lot of other activities are not the same as they used to be, many don't know a good farm to use for SHD levels. Of course, you have options like Descent. That's really not a bad way to get XP if you do some decently timed runs. The DZ landmarks are still good options. So I'm certainly not going to claim that what I'm going to show you in this video is the quote-unquote best new method, but if you want a good new XP farm out in the open world and not tied to any alt characters or things like that, this is going to be a really great new option. So let's get into the demonstration. Alright, so here we are in-game, and there are a few prerequisites that we need to go over considering we're dealing with open world farming. The main one is your open world difficulty. It's important to set this at a level that is good for you, and the most important thing I always say when talking about this stuff is efficiency, right? There is no point in trying to overtune the world or the directives that you have on to try and get more experience if it means it's going to result in you failing a significant number of the activities that you're attempting. Because in XP farming, efficiency is everything. And if you're having, 10, 20, 30% fail rate, then that just tanks it all. So personally, with this current season, I'm using heroic difficulty in the open world with the Fog of War and Rager's directives. This makes my efficiency rate still really good. I'm not personally really affected by Ragers or Fog of War, so that's an just extra 50% experience. But if those mean you're going to fail a lot more, then turn them off. Or if you want to turn your global difficulty down to challenging and you want to turn on more directives because you can handle that better, do it. Hard difficulty, whatever, it does not matter. It's all important for you that you set it to your own efficiency rate to where you're going to be completing these activities in a fast amount of time. The next part is your build. That is totally up to you and your own playstyle. This is what I'm using. I will leave a link for the full build video in the description if you want to take a look through this, see the different pieces, but this works well for me. Maybe you want to use something else. Again, totally up to you. Also dependent on the directives you're using, so that is very changeable depending on your circumstances. Alright, now that that is all out of the way, what are we farming? Let's take a look at the map here. The beauty about the XP rework is that even though a lot of activities did go down, what it basically means is that to get the highest efficiency, you're going to have the best time if you actually just kind of run between activity to activity. That said, there are still a few that are more valuable than others, and those are primarily public executions. You see the right here, this is the symbol for them. These do not take a very long time to complete, and you see with my current difficulty rating, it gives me 350,000 experience, so that is pretty darn good. So those, I would say, are the number one ones to watch out for, followed by, let's see if we can find right here, propaganda broadcasts. I don't know why this one isn't showing XP, but they take a similar amount of time to complete, if not a little bit longer, and they do give you a similar amount of experience. So those and public executions are typically the two best activities to look out for post, Year 5 Season 1 with the rework. But about the greatest tip I can give here is that the zone of the world that you want to look out for more. Again, you can go anywhere, wherever you think there are a lot of activities, or you can run around and do a lot of them very quickly. This zone right here in the east part of the West Potomac Park zone around the Washington Monument control point is super, super good. Because look right now how many we have. We have these two public executions right next to each other, which is right next to a propaganda, which is right next to another public execution. You have an elite territory control, and 2 more of them down here. It is just a super good zone, and as long as you leave this control point hostile, these will continue to spawn in as you go around and complete them. So obviously feel free to use anywhere in the world that you prefer or you think is going to have a good spawn rate, whatever. But my own personal recommendation is that I've been using this zone right here, and it's super, super good. So let's quickly go and take out one of those public executions just to show you what it looks like. It's pretty simple, but just to give you an idea. All right, so we're running into where this first one is located right here. Again, I do have Fog of War on, which means that I have to be a bit more alert as to where the enemies are actually going to show up. But as we arrive here, all you have to do is take out the first wave of enemies that has already spawned in with the civilians that are in risk of being executed. Kill them. There's going to be one respawn wave. You take them out, and that is it for the activity. So we're going to take these guys out as quickly as we can. Again, this build works really well just because you can build up a lot of damage and stay pretty mobile. Take out the dog there, and then we're going to watch for where the respawn wave is. If we're lucky, it'll be right here. Yep. Take those ones out that come out, and then after this, we'll be done with it, and that is an easy 350,000 experience. Again, is it as good as Convoys used to be back in the day? No. But again, for the rework, considering you can run between activities a lot more efficiently now, it does end up being pretty good. So we killed that one respawn wave. We go talk to this hostage, and you can see right there we get 350,000 SHD experience. And the beauty of it is that then we can then immediately run to this one right there. And again, like I said before, just keep running between all of these, and by the time we get around, you should have more spawning in, and you can basically just keep that loop going, even if it's not in this part of the world. Again, up here we saw a lot that were spawned in. There's a bunch over here. Wherever you find it more efficient for you, that's what you should do. All right, there you have it, everybody. That is the XP farm that I have personally been using in Year 5 Season 1. Follow that guide, just farming open world activities, running between them, instead of trying to reset and fast travel every second, with an emphasis on public executions and propaganda broadcasts, and you're going to get your keys in no time. Hope you all enjoy the new apparel from the Escalation event. From what I've seen, it looks pretty sweet, so I'm excited to get my hands on it. Let me know your thoughts on both the new event and this guide. What have you been using for XP in Year 5 Season 1? As I said, there are plenty of alternatives. Descent is a good one. The DZ is still very viable, but I like this new open world method. It's pretty fun to me to actually just be able to run through the world and do activities and get a decent rate going, so that's what I've been enjoying, but let me know what you've been doing. Additionally, as always, if you have any questions about this guide or whatever else, leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer. That's going to do it for me today, though, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. RogueGold. Out.